Julio Rodriguez, Bobby Witt. Who the other guys were missing?
Hunter Green was in there. C.J. Abram and Spencer Torkelson.
Yeah, so there was 5 SPs that were not inserted in the product clearly. How many Julio Rodriguez rookie cards do you have, non-autos?
Non-autos, 0. And it was a point of contention over the weekend. There was a lot of drama over the weekend, even in our own chat room. Towards Sunday night, there was like some drama in the chat room because people were like, what's your statement on the no SPs? What do you think Topps? I was like, listen,
Yo, what do you mean my statement? Like they could be out there.
They
still can be.
Yeah,
we do know that, right?
I'd like to think that they figured out that they weren't in any boxes.
I hope so. But I mean, not one box. It wouldn't be just one box of just
that'd be wild.
Nothing but Julio Rodriguez and Bobby Witt.
Should have told people in the chat, said, like, let me go. I have the printing facility right behind me. Let me go check with them.
I felt like I was on TMZ by Sunday night because it was bubbling all weekend. It even started on release day. It's like I'm into my like second case ever of Topps Chrome on Friday, and people were already like, what do you think about the SPs being missing? I was like, wow. Like,
not even hello. How you doing?
I was like, let's wait until Sunday evening. I felt like the weekend was a good barometer. Like, if so much of this is being ripped this weekend, let's see Sunday night. And I guess people waited till Sunday night and came in the room and tell me, like, what do I think? Where's the missing SPs? I don't know, man. I'm not Topps.
Should have told them I have them all.
I said that let's wait for Topps to give an official statement. Otherwise, I don't know why you were grilling me about the SPs.
You're just like, look, I just got the Raiders just got beat in dramatic fashion by 20. They were ahead by 21 points heading into the fourth quarter, and somehow Kyler Murray came back and win. And now you're grilling me about Topps.
That part too. I will admit, yeah, that defeat got me hot already.
It was the build-up over the weekend. C-Rad painted that perfect picture early on in the show. Customers were angry. They were upset. They were upset with Topps. And I'll give you the timeline. This is funny how this whole thing went down from a breaker side of things is – we were getting the heat on that, and then the heat was directed at Topps. Topps releases a statement at 9 p.m. Pacific time, pretty much on Monday night.
Pretty much midnight.
After, a majority of football fans have probably already passed out from the 2 football games that were on Monday night. And the news drops, and the comments go crazy. So now, instead of a lot of hate towards Topps, which there still was, it became, now the breakers are just going to keep the packs.
Well, breakers and card shops. It was one of the few instances in this industry where I saw a lot of backlash towards card shops.
Yeah, I mean, one of the comments right now, you can see it. It's at 1.2 thousand or 1,200 comments, I should say, on the Facebook, which is a lot. That's a lot of comments for our hobby. And this is the dumbest idea I've ever heard, so most of these will go to breakers. Oh, gee, thanks for making this right, thieves. And then just a lot of, like, you guys suck, so no SPs in retail. Let's hope breakers actually give cards to people. Let's read that one again. Let's hope breakers actually give cards to people as a blanket statement. So
the internet, man. That's all I'm going to say. The internet is the Wild West.
And just some wild accusations and assumptions about what breakers as a whole or even card shops were going to do with these silver packs that were supposed to be in the boxes.
Honestly, I'll tell you right now, and I think everybody's going to agree with me. I would prefer for those 5 players to be in the product.
That would be perfect.
That would be nice.
That would be great.
Absolutely.
It didn't happen, so we obviously have a problem. There's only a handful of ways you can fix this problem. Got to give Topps credit for going out and honestly, I don't think they would do this, but they could have been completely silent about this and go, hey, it's in there. It's in there. We don't know where it's at. We made a lot of this product. There's a lot of it out there. There could be distributors holding on to it. Who knows?
And
they didn't have to come out and say anything. They basically did their best to get in front of it in a timely manner, try to figure out a solution, and they're going to rely on their partners to help them through this problem.
I mean,
and that's what we are here for. We are kind of the liaison between the manufacturers and the collectors.
So yeah, exactly. I mean, and I'm just befuddled. I'm going to be reading more of these comments.
Why don't you just spend the whole show reading the comments?
It actually might be really good to do
Don't have enough time. We would be here until 3 a.m.
My whole point is like, if you're breaking with somebody that's not going to give you packs on your fulfilled your orders, then don't break with them anymore. And if you're breaking with them, shame on you. There's plenty of breakers that are doing things the right way. I released a statement that took me, Cody saw me, it took me like 2 hours to film because I wasn't reading
Got to
right.
get it right.
And I had to get it right. And, what we decided is obviously the packs are going to come in. I think we did almost 20 breaks. So there was 20 cases we did over the course of Friday through the weekend. So we're going to get the allotted packs, and then we're going to basically open them again. We're going to email everybody. We're going to schedule them as soon as we get them. Now, we don't know when we're going to get them. It could be 30 days, could be 60 days, could be 90 days, hopefully sooner than later. We're going to schedule them, let everybody know, and we're going to break it just like a break. So if I pull a Julio Rodriguez, it's going to go to the Mariners spot in case number 1. And I put this statement out, and I got, like, a lot of praise, and that's great. I like that. But, like, I think it was the only thing to do. Like you don't need to praise me because that's like what should happen.
Well, I mean, I think it's the obvious way of handling the situation. And I mean, we look at it. I mean, we are putting a stop on doing breaks right now of Topps Chrome because we don't want to bite off more than we can chew. It's going to be an overhaul to, go back and figure this out and then perform these. We don't want to spend a full day just doing silver packs. We're still going to have releases and a schedule that we're going to have to do. I mean, whenever it happens. But we didn't want to put ourselves in a position where it was going to be a ton of extra work. It will be extra work, but we'll figure it out. Like, we have everything cataloged, everything we have a database of everybody who bought each spot and what team they have. Like, it's really only going to take, a couple hours to basically do it. So it's not that big of a deal.
But that's the experience you guys deserve. Yeah. Anybody that buys into our breaks deserves that experience to have those opened up as an addition. Breakers who are keeping them, breakers that claim they don't get them, let's call these people out because these people need to be out of the hobby if they're going to take these extra packs and profit off of them, because that is not the way to do business. That is not the way to take care of the customer. That is not a way to show people our hobby. So
let us know. We'll do a call out show.
Yeah, we'll
sit here for 45 minutes and just call out every shady breaker.
I have a question. These guys that made comments like, these are just the breakers and the shops are gonna keep these. Do you think that's them as a customer had experience with a breaker or a card shop where like they would do something like this, or is that them just making assumptions?
I think it's assumption.
I think there's been obviously a few bad apples, as we've seen videos on lately, as we just ran the Platinum Card Breaks video, or we talked about it the other day. And I think that, one obviously bad apple in the bunch gives all of the people that work hard and have been doing this for 12 years that love this hobby, that gives us all a bad name. And I mean, breakers are quickly getting to scam territory. Is on this Topps comment. Topps, we shorted you on this stuff, but likely you're only seeing through breakers, but don't worry, we'll reward the breakers. Like, that's what people are saying. Like, we're not being rewarded. It's going to cost us like an extra every break that we did, because you got to figure, let's just say there's worst case scenario for shipping cost. There's 24 different spots because there's 2 cards a pack.
Everything said and done, it would cost us a couple $1,000s.
We're going to lose a couple $1,000s on this deal, but it's because we have to take care of the customer. So we're not getting rewarded by any means. But if somebody is selling the packs or does not include the packs in the breaks, you got to call them out, because this is a mistake and it needs to be corrected. And the end consumer is the one that needs to benefit. That's it. The end consumer needs to be made whole. And that's the whole point of, a mess up and making the mess up right. I mean, I feel like we did the bare minimum, and people were saying that we went above and beyond. I was like, I think we should have done more, honestly. And then people were like, free break? And I'm like, well, maybe. But, like, that's the least we can do for having people put trust in us and us not knowing that there wasn't any. And I know it's not our fault, and it's, Topps' printing facility messed up. But, that's the least that we can do is to take care of the customer. And the narrative needs to be changed, though, on breakers.
I also want to say, like, without these 5 SPs, there's still value in the product.
Oh, yeah,
like
100%.
I mean, we stopped selling it not because people don't want it and we don't see value in the product. We stopped it because, honestly, we don't want to be answering questions constantly about when the silver packs are going to happen. We're already getting those emails are already coming in. We don't have that information. And I hate answering an email saying, I don't know.
Yeah.
But we really don't. So I don't want to add to that.
Right.
And I know the first thing that, and honestly, like, doing breaks, like, those 5 teams are premium teams, probably not going to sell for as much, and rightfully so. But there still is autos of those guys, and there still is a ton of autos, tons of color. The product is still worth whatever the market dictates. I mean, I know it came down a little bit. I actually think if it hovers around $200 for a hobby box, I think it's a great buy. I think it's a great buy.
Sitting
right
at
now.
$275 on a hobby box on blowout cards currently.
Yeah, I think I've seen it cheaper in a couple different places. Online.
Also, I want to temper people's expectations about these SP base cards specifically, because Topps obviously put this on the official checklist, so they should have been there. But they also, at the same time as putting them on the official checklist, they gave us the pack odds. And the pack odds state that you're supposed to get one of these 5 SPs once every 80 cases or so. So even with those 12 a 12-box hobby case, right? We're going to get 12 silver packs for that case. There's all 12 of those packs still might not have, most likely will not have an SP rookie.
We could have with those pack odds, we very easily could have went through every single box that we had in stock and not hit one.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
and these are like super short printed. Like I am not 100% sure that they're still not out there. Like, how much of this product is still sitting in distributors' warehouses? How much does Topps still have? How much does Fanatics have at their warehouses? Like, this product, I would say very little bit in the grand scheme of things has been ripped yet.
Right.
So what if they start popping up before these silver packs come
Like
out?
I said, I would think that they would have done their due diligence and went to the
they're-
printing facility and saw the cards not being printed. That's what I'm thinking.
I hope so.
Without an official statement there, but I would think that if the printing facility said yes, we included them, then they would have just said you guys got to wait to see them. But I think they went there and they were like,
Hope so.
Yeah,
Hope so.
Yeah.
But, so we've been doing this a long time. What would you I mean, I know the obvious one is, what would you compare this situation to in the hobby? And I think we're all probably going to have the same thing, the second wave of national treasures with the Teddy Bridgewater, Odell Beckham redemptions. Remember, what year was it? Was it 14?
14. Yeah.
14. Everybody ripped that 14. And there was an issue with, it was like boxes, right? They couldn't get the NT boxes. So they actually had a second wave. And that second wave had the Teddy Bridgewater and Odell Beckham redemptions.
Right.
And the first wave, I mean, we went I think it was a month without seeing one of them hit
and
eBay.
then we started seeing
And then
them
we
later,
started
yeah.
seeing them.
But that product's produced on such a smaller scale, right?
Yeah.
So this could be obviously one for the record books here. But they didn't let people wait too long, I guess, is the silver lining. I mean, to kick it back to Cody, would you think that they did right by the collectors by doing this?
Of course. There's nothing else you could have done. I think we all can agree with that. This is all you really could have done. It sucks that there's certain people who are going to get screwed over this. I guess in the long run, you just hope this type of mistake doesn't happen again. I know we had a mistake earlier this year with the fake auto. I don't know that there's a lot that one I feel like is a little easier maybe to slip through the cracks. So you'd like to see this stuff get stamped out before it hits the marketplace, before it goes out into people's hands in the long run. But I'll give him credit for getting ahead of it and trying to and making it right. But I think right now my main takeaway is, let's just make sure this doesn't happen again. You need to do something prior to that. And I have a good amount of confidence that they will figure out a way as Topps and Fanatics grows and grows, that they will have more control over this process
and I
as
think
well. Make sure it's right.
To that point, to go into some of the people that say, some of the narratives out there that they did this on purpose, or they were planning on holding these back and doing something with them, and now they got caught.
No.
You know how much money this is going to – this is a 6 to 7 figure cost mistake on their part. Easily 6 figures, because you got to think, you got to print up all the packs, you got to send out all the packs, you got to print, there's a lot of Topps Chrome you're going to have to make packs for. So this is a huge mistake. So believe me, somebody's pocket is feeling it right now. And they will put in, hopefully, I would, as a business owner, Obviously, our business is nowhere near the size as their business, but like you would put in strict orders to not let this ever happen again.
Yeah. And also adding to what both of you guys were saying, to be fair to Topps as a company and now Fanatics, this type of SP base card for Topps Chrome, they've only tried it one other time. It was last year. So all the previous years of Topps Chrome, they've never had an SP base card to this extent where you get one in every cases. So they did it last year, and you could barely find any of those cards from last year's set on eBay. And then they did it again this year, and then they you know, obviously they made the mistake this year. And so I wouldn't expect for them to do it, to make the same mistake again.
Yeah.
Because like I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, because this is only the second year that they've tried to do these super short print base cards.
Yeah,
like
and
this.
you don't know what kind of deadlines this is affecting on other products. So I mean, it could be bigger than a 6-figure, 7-figure loss if you know you have to now put this to the forefront, print these before something else, and then delay everything else.